Listen, bro, you know what upsets me?
Right.
When we were struggling to get entrants for DOA 6 tournaments, when there was a $90,000 world championship, where were you motherfuckers at? Now we're going to get to the point where we have to be honest here. 20,000 likes on a fucking tweet? Where the fuck were y'all? I get it, you're not expected to show up, but like, we needed y'all motherfuckers, man. I'm calling it like it is. Now listen, I get it. Guys, I get it. I get it. Okay? I get it. But if you look at some of these responses to Zachary saying racist stuff, saying anything about his race at all, you got to understand that now you're starting to lose your credibility in the argument. This is beyond DOA at this point. Now you're saying, oh, it figures you're black. Like, wait, what? Wait a minute. Now we're not talking about DOA now. And you still have people supporting these comments. So now we realize that this is not just people trying to make a point. This is a witch hunt. Okay? So I'm going to look at some of this stuff and show you guys what I'm talking about. Now listen, I am not shitting on the DOA Extreme community at all. I love DOA as a whole. Do I personally play the game because I want to see titties flopping? No, I want to know the data. I want to know what's unsafe and what's safe. I want to know how I'm going to fuck you up. That's why I'm playing. You want to know why? Because I can grab titties in real life. I'm not shitting on the people that can't. But when you have people on here attacking people, literally attacking people for just wanting the game to be good. Now listen, no one is saying that they want the titties and stuff. That DOA wouldn't be DOA without it. Okay, my first memory of DOA... Yeah, go ahead.
Let me clarify that real quick.
Get in there.
So the point of the post, right? I essentially said, look, I want Dead or Alive. If a new DOA is coming out, right? I said, look, I think DOA, the new game, should go back to DOA 5, which I felt, the game was really good, right? We can all agree DOA 5 was a good game. And I said, remove the meter mechanics, and I meant like tone down the sexuality, because I wasn't even done, bro. But I was saying, like, because look what happened with DOA 6, bro. We had insane season passes, bro.
Right.
Insane DLC prices.
Right.
Because the stigma that they're saying is that DOA 6 died because of the sex appeal. I'm like, bro, no. There was many factors that contributed to DOA's death. It wasn't because the game was not overly sexualized, right?
Right.
My shit is like, bro, can we at least get the game back to somewhat relevancy to reach a larger audience? Then we can go back to the fan service, because we all know, bro, DOA is always gonna have fan service, bro. Right? It's like, bro, this is the one DOA game that got canceled. Can we all agree the shit Teenager took the game down? So I was like, bro, if this next game could be our last game, so how about we actually try to improve on the things that matter? Then we can go back to the shit that made DOA great. That was like my whole post, bro. But like, I don't know, bro. They took that shit left, and then I'm just like, all right. And then It just became a shitstorm, bro.
Right. So this is the post here, guys. Now listen. Again, I want to make one thing very clear. I am not shitting on the DOA X community at all. I'm not shitting on people who like sex appeal and titties. Listen, that's fine. Hey. Who's getting into discussions? We all know when a new DOA game comes out, we're all going to be back on it. We're all going to be grinding. We're all going to be hosting events. We're all going to be making tech videos. It's like clockwork. Okay, but the problem that I'm having is when people want to try to flex when they ain't got no fucking muscles. Okay, like, what are we doing out here, my brother? So this is the tweet. This is the tweet that went crazy. Now, I want to point one thing out here. Okay, there was a quoted retweet on here from a dude who's got like 20,000 followers, and all this person retweets is like titties and ass from DOA. Again, this is not disrespect. But for you to like act like that's the only aspect of this game, just as well as me and Zachary will be wrong if we acted like the only aspect of DOA is the fighting side, right? Listen, me and Zachary have been creating content for this game for over 10 years. Okay, Zachary is an OG Dead or Alive player. He's been playing the game online longer than me. Okay, and there's not a lot of people left that are still playing the game that have been creating content for this game longer than me. Okay, with that said, the fact that we have people sending this man death threats. Okay, we're talking about a person who has spent his hard-earned money going to offline events to support the scene. Hours and hours in content creation to support this game. Okay, hosting events high quality events, the Royal Summit. I remember all this shit. Okay? There was a lot of effort put in on this man's part to keep this game alive. Now, we also have to understand the separation between all of that and the other side of stuff. These people clearly, I'm just going to be honest with you, these people clearly don't compete in this game. I want to make one thing really clear. Is that wrong? No. When Dead or Alive goes on to sell 1 million copies, right? We have to understand, Zach, that me and you and Master and Hoodless are not the only people buying it, right? Now, when you go online 6 months after the game's lifespan and there's only 70 motherfuckers playing it, that's me, you, Hoodless, and Killy, and Quiggle, and all these other guys, right? I don't see these motherfuckers online. I'm just calling it like it is. They're somewhere smacking their dicks. Is it wrong that they're smacking their dicks? No, you can do whatever you want to do in your free time, okay? Smack your dick left and right to these titties if you want to, that's fine. But the problem that I have with this is that you are getting literally... Now listen, I have rarely seen attacks like this. Now people have come at me before, but I'm a really good shit talker. I'm a really good shit talker because I back my shit up with straight facts, okay? And you can't really say anything to facts. And if you keep arguing with me once I put facts on the table, it's no longer an argument. You're looking like a fucking idiot. So unfortunately, Zach, when you're putting facts on the table here, you have to understand, bro, you can't win this battle. This is an unwinnable battle for you. I think you finally realize that. And there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm trying to say is you can't win this. I have seen 10 million Dead or Alive fans pop out of the woodwork that weren't at a single fucking tournament. They didn't pop up to a single First to 5 Friday, a single fucking Hood Weekly, but they're trying to tell us that we're not real fans of the game. From that side of it, do I understand where they're coming from? Yes, because we're talking about an entire different side of this game. I've been playing DOA, bro, for a long time. So have you. But, bro, I gotta be honest with you. I have never seen any of these people. Okay? I've never seen any of these fucking people. The only person that made a statement that I disagree with completely, that's completely false, is this fucking Punisher guy. Okay? For you to make a statement saying even Rudo probably has the highest natural viewership base for DOA. Rudo is also a worldly renowned fighting game player, so that also helps. But regardless, Rudo has been around for just as long as anyone else that's been in the community for that fucking long. Rudo's been playing the game offline since DOA fucking 3 tournaments, bro. You know how long that ago that was, bro? Like, offline. We're not saying online. Dudes were traveling for this game. And I even seen some people getting smart with Rudo on the post. That we're talking about a guy who won Evo for DOA. And they're on their post acting like Rudo doesn't even exist, right? That is when I started to realize that this is an unwinnable battle. There's no winning here, okay? So again, I want to read this tweet out loud. Do you have anything else you want to add before we start getting into some of these tweets? Because some of this shit is outrageous.
Nah, man, do your thing, bro. Like I said, I'm still perplexed on the whole situation. Like, I just think that, like, it's not that serious, bro. Like, Team Ninja, they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do with the game. We all know that, bro. But, like, some of the shit that they're saying, bro, is, like, way out of pocket. And, like, yeah, for me, like, I couldn't, like, now that I know, like, I could have just not responded. But it's like, I didn't know it was gonna be this bad, bro. You know? It just got worse. Every response, it got worse.
No, bro, like, because you have to understand, like, bro, I seen this one specific guy who's got 20 followers. Bro, I seen a guy that's got 20 followers. He is stalking you at this point. Every time you make a tweet, he's stalking you. Like, this is not normal behavior because you...
Bro, he was on my street, bro. I made a post yesterday, right? I said, yo, I'm done. I'm waving the white flag. I'm done. I wake up this morning, bro. I actually deleted Twitter on my phone because I was done with it. So I wake up in the morning doing my Street Fighter shit. This man posts on my Street Fighter video, bro. Crazy death threats, bro, and crazy shit. I'm just like, oh my god,
bro.
That's when I got back on Twitter, like, bro, what are we doing?
Bro, I seen when I started seeing death threats. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. None of y'all titty loving motherfuckers is gonna kill anybody. I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, the problem is that you got these guys, and again, I'm not shitting on anyone who is doing this. If you guys are buying DOA and contributing to the funds of Team Ninja in order to make better Team Ninja games, I'm all for it, right? But the only issue again that I'm starting to have with this is just that I feel like it needs to be understood that there is a divide here. And I didn't know it was here. I am even flabbergasted. Like, I'm seeing people talk crazy shit that I didn't know existed. Okay, now I get it. I don't need to know they existed for them to be fans. But what I'm saying is, these dudes are talking like they have contributed something to any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So the tweet in question that blew out of proportion completely. It got blown out of proportion, which in a general statement, you're entitled to your own opinion, right? Especially as a person who has devoted a large amount of your fucking personal free time to this goddamn game, right?
Bro, they blew it out of proportion, bro. They blew it out of context. I wasn't even done. But, like, they literally blew it out of context. They think I want to get rid of fan service completely. Or they think I want to tone it down.
Right.
My thing is, the game died, bro. DOA 6 died in a very terrible way, bro. Like, we all know that shit went out very bad. So I'm like, bro, if we're going to make a new one, like, if DOA is going to make this grand comeback, bro, we got to make sure that game is fucking fire.
Right.
Like, we got to make sure that game is back to what made it DOA.
Right, it has to be good.
Yeah, it has to be playable.
There's no choice. It's got to be good. Bro. Look at what they're up against.
Yeah, like, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. You got Tekken out here. You got Tekken 8 looking. Bro, two things can be true, right? You can have a fighting game with sexy females and sexy outfits, and it's actually enjoyable. You can't have an overly sexy game and the game is shitty, bro. Like, you just can't. That's not gonna work, bro.
Right? Like, again, if you guys are,
like I said, bro, I'm with the fans, bro. I love looking at Kasumi half naked.
Who doesn't like some titties?
Bro, I love.
Who doesn't like some titties? But how good are the titties gonna be if the game is ass? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that was my whole point, my guy. I'm like, I love titties and ass too, but can we get a fun titties and ass game?
Right? Can I get titties and ass and a good system? What's wrong with that?
The bingo.
What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to Rudo in the chat. Rudo said, again, these guys are for the most part not fans. A few of them actually own the game, but they are attacking Sakurai because it's their agenda, which, yes. And you have to understand, Zach, like, nobody that plays this game that we cater to as a content creator, right? You're not going to my YouTube page or yours and seeing titties flopping, okay, as the content. If you do that, that's fine. That is a major part of the game. We're not going to act like people don't buy DOA because the titties are in it.
Right.
It's what it is. I remember my earliest memory of DOA, unfortunately, was playing DOA 1 and Kasumi's titties going like this. I mean, yeah, that's a big part of the game. But
that's what it is.
When you really break it down, I didn't spend all my money going to EVO, the only time DOA has been at EVO for real since fucking DOA 4, to see some titties. I went to go beat some fucking ass. But that's also, we got to understand, and Rakudo's kind of putting it into perspective, it's like, there's a different side to this. And again, they have an agenda here with this. Like, bro, your best bet, and I'm not giving you advice, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but your best bet is probably just to keep, like, listen, bro, you're going to be dealing with some residual bullets, bro, for the next couple of weeks. These motherfuckers got your number at this point, bro. They're dialing it up.
Bro, I was talking with DB earlier, bro. They were doing blogs on me. There's a blog on me right now. I think that's just called, like, competitive tournament player purist wants to dictate DOA, bro. DB was like banning people in the Facebook groups and on Reddit. It was bad, bro. Like, they really hated me, bro.
Where the fuck
like,
are the blogs?
When Destruction Bomb told me that, I was like, God damn, bro. I didn't know it went outside of Twitter. I thought it was just on Twitter, bro. They're making blogs and shit on me. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Man, look, bro.
And I'm like, bro, do y'all not know? Like, I'm like, yo.
Yeah,
no, like, I made my last post today, bro. Like, look, I'm done. Like, it's like you said, bro. It's the unwinnable war, bro. Bro, I'm waving the white flag, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I'm good, bro. Like, right. I don't. It's just too much, bro. The racist shit, like the
racial comments are crazy.
Not that serious, bro.
Wait, bro, I gotta find that. I gotta listen. I listen. I'm not laughing at that tweet because I thought it was funny, but it's like, bro, these are the people. All right, it was funny. but it was only funny because it's like, bro, did you really just type that?
Yeah, cause I saw people in the chat where they were talking about why I brought up the overt sexualization. Like, Guys, I wasn't done with that tweet. That was one part of the tweet. Like that tweet really got taken out of context. My thing was like I was looking at it from the perspective as like the direction that Team Ninja was going in, or I don't even maybe Koei Tecmo, right? But they were so hyper focused on just feeding us DLC, feeding us these insane season passes without actually taking care of DOA 6. Bro, because the game came out, we didn't have lobbies. I don't know if you guys remember that when DOA 6 first launched, we didn't have lobby modes. All we could do was play rank matches, right? And then
Right.
they were charging people $1 to change their hair. So I'm like, bro, they're just so hyper focused on selling us this, the female DLC stuff that I felt like a part of DOA got lost. Because if you play DOA 5 and you play DOA 6, there's no comparison, bro. There's no comparison on what DOA is a better game.
Right.
And DOA 5 has amazing costumes, bro. All the sexy costumes. It's a good game. So my thing is like, bro, can we just make the next game like a DOA 5? Right? So that way we don't, that way DOA 7 is not our last game. That
Right.
was kind of like my whole thing, what I was trying to say. But like I said, bro, they blew the
Nah,
fuck
they
up and
listen, bro.
out of proportion, bro.
Bro. We talking about. Listen, now one thing that I've learned is that you can't fuck with people that use Reddit on an everyday basis. You have realized that, right? Like, there's no winning. And again, I want to make one thing clear. I'm not shitting on you guys. You guys can do whatever you want in your free time and support whatever aspect of DOA that you want. But to act like the competitive side of DOA is not important is an issue because DOA is an amazing fighting game. Like, and I get it. It's definitely not the fighting game that's been chosen over anything else. Clearly, the game is in a bad state competitively and casually at this point. Unless we're talking about the fighting game. The fighting game. DOA Extreme is thriving, from what I understand. I don't own a DOA Extreme game. I'm not shitting on DOA Extreme. I just don't own it because I'm not. I love titties, man. You know what I'm saying? But I just am not gonna buy a game that's dedicated to that when I
Bro,
can go and
and
grab some motherfucking titties. Like,
and that's what like, bro, that's what bothers me because I'm like, bro, Team Ninja, they made a separate game for that. Like, if you really wanted to dress up the females and play with them, play fucking poker, play fucking volleyball, they made a separate genre just for that with endless female selection.
yeah,
So I'm like, you already got your fix. If you're playing Dead or Alive for the females, you have Dead or Alive Extreme,
yeah,
right? So I'm like, now I'm like, can we at least focus on the fighting aspect of the game to make it someone relevant? Like, can somebody explain the fucking DOA
bro.
story mode to me?
We just want. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't know what happened
Like,
in the DOA
bro,
story mode, bro. I was
do
so
we know what,
lost, bro.
bro? Do we know what's going on with the Dead or Alive story, bro? I
Listen,
don't know. I'm
listen.
just like, bro, what's going on?
It sucks.
I comes up once in a while, spikes niggas up, and he leaves. Like, I'm just like, they keep bringing back Rido. Like, bro, what are we doing? I'm just lost. I'm like, can we at least fix the game, bro?
Listen, it
That's just
sucks, and
my
we're gonna get into the tweet in a second, but there's so much to uncover here. It sucks. Yo, thanks for the $5 donation, Jay Spins. What up, man? It sucks because yes, Team Ninja's making most of their bread off of DOA Extreme. You guys are necessary. I hope you guys understand this. That you DOA Extreme guys, you're necessary to the community. Like, you're adding to the funds. Like, if there's going to be a new DOA game, hopefully it'll be good because you guys are dumping a hell of money into DOA Extreme. That's fine. But the competitive side of the community, which is probably even, there's a little bit of that trickled over into that side as well. We have the right to want the game to be good. We're the ones that are spending money to travel for this shit. Like,
right.
we want the game to be good, and there shouldn't be anything against that either. Like, just as well as we can't really shit on the whole sexy side of the game, y'all can't really shit on it. And look how unfair that is. All I'm seeing is fuck the competitive. I've seen tweets saying fuck the competitive side. Like, but you can't really say
Bro, they said
that. Like,
fuck the
that's a
competitive, fuck the FGC. I'm just like,
yeah, bro. Like,
God
that's
damn.
crazy. Like, the game is really good. Like, bro, DOA is a really, honestly, it's a really sick game. Like, it's outside of DOA 6, in my opinion. Now, please don't attack me. I've already had my opinion on DOA 6, but DOA has always been a very deep game that's harder to really understand than the bare eye can see. Like, when you're looking at the game, or any fighting game for that matter, no one knows what the fuck is going on. Like, especially a game like DOA where people don't even know what they're looking at. They're seeing us stun people and whiff throws and don't know why it's happening. Why are you just doing throws? Like, if you don't know what's going on, then you gotta fucking learn the game a little bit, my brother. Like, stuff like that. Like, there is a very beautiful side to the competitive side of DOA as well. It's very deep, especially when there were force techs in the game. They definitely overdid it at some point in time, like DOA 4, in my opinion. There was a sweet spot that they had with the competitive side of DOA. In my opinion, like, the sweet spot for the ground game in DOA 5 was definitely last round. 4 was too much. It was too fucking much.
Yo, M, check your DM real quick.
I got you. Let me see what we got. Oh wait, Metsu wants to get in here. How do we get a 3? Can we do that?
I don't even know. I mean, we can like address your part. Like, I know you want to talk about the tweet stuff.
Yeah, yo, Metsu, give me a second. I'm gonna get you in here.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, like there was a sweet spot for the competitive side of DOA. I feel like DOA 5 last round, it was the perfect mix of being able to play the ground game, and also being able to take your freedom when it comes to taking your turn back. Because DOA 4 was over the fucking top. You couldn't even play the game. DOA 5 Ultimate, in my opinion, was the game that actually broke the ground game, because that shit was non-existent in that game. You couldn't even do shit. The game just started to become very weird in DOA 5 Ultimate. Like, I liked Ultimate, but 5 last round, I feel like that's when they really started to bring everything full circle. And then in 6, they was like, nah, we're just getting rid of all that shit. So, we're not going to get too much into what I think about DOA 6 competitively, because we already talked about that plenty of times. Yeah, DOA 4 was great casual. I see that all the time. Like, dude, visually, DOA 4, to this day, I can turn that shit on, and it is like porn to my eyes, bro. The game is beautiful. Like, it is fucking visually, it is astounding. Competitively, that game was, and I didn't even compete in that game, but just getting into it a little bit later and like playing some matches with Master, and Master breaking it down like, listen, I know you like this game a lot, Emery, blah blah blah, but you gotta understand that there's some broken shit in this game. And I'm like, oh nah, and he started to show me that there was some broken shit. There was times where you couldn't even play the game. There were characters that
I'll never play DOA 4 game with Master. I mean, that's
nah, bro. Yeah, that dude's wild.
So he single-handedly got everybody off the game. That's why nobody plays.
Bro, I stopped playing, bro, because I'm like, I can't keep turning this on at this point. Like, I can't justify playing for Xbox Gold to get on here and deal with Master fucking hoeing me, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, DOA 4 was sick. It's old school. But I just couldn't really get behind the game, especially in a later time. I think the ground game was definitely just too overdone. Every character having offensive holds, I thought was kind of overdone in my opinion. I thought that it was really ridiculous that some characters couldn't even punish you without getting punished. Like Brad Wong couldn't even low grab you. Like that crazy shit. So anyways, finally we're going to get into the tweet part. If you guys want to know what really sparked all of this, and the guy that you guys hear is talking is a person who pretty much, like, the controversy kind of started here. So he said, right, DOA 7 should stick to the winning formula of DOA 5, but with updated graphics and new moves. Remove the unnecessary meter mechanics and dial back on the overt sexualization of the female cast so everyone can fully embrace the game's competitive potential. There's not a lot, first and foremost, there's not a lot of words there. So how that sparked this kind of outrage is still, now listen, I figured something was going to happen, but the outrage that came from just a couple of words, he didn't say fuck the titties and ass. He didn't say fuck the people who just want to support the sexy side of DOA. I think this is reasonable. I think that's a very reasonable thing to say, bro. They came at you like you said something personal to them.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, guys, if I'm wrong, then I'm very open to criticism, bro. If I said some shit that was completely out of pocket, I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? I need to hold that. But I feel like I didn't say anything crazy because I wasn't even done. I'm just like, bro, can we at least, like, yeah, they just went crazy.
You didn't say get rid of the titties. You said just dial back on it a little bit, which, listen, I don't know if I'm in the minority here, but I thought that DOA 6 did a kind of a better job of covering the females up a little more. Like, DOA 6, like, I feel like they did a slightly better job with that. I feel like the story mode was kind of janky when it came to some of that stuff. But, like, as far as the design goes, I feel like they really added, like the right things. Like, I feel like DOA 6 was kind of, like, that really good balance. Good. You know what I mean?
And I'll agree. Like, yeah, I definitely agree. And I can say, they probably could have did a little bit better with the costumes on DOA 6. But once again, like, my thing is, like, they were very lazy with DOA 6 because, bro, we got the same costumes from DOA 5. Like, they just reused most of some of the same costumes from DOA 5 and added as DLC.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, there was really not much love with, with Dead or Alive 6. You could just see it, bro. It was like, I don't know. It just felt like a cash grab. That's what the game felt like.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
So, chat. So, we got 200 people in here. Do you guys think that tweet that Zachariah made warrants a death threat? Or let's make it fuck the death threat, because nothing warrants that. You start threatening people's lives with video games, we're talking about some other shit here. Do you think that Zachariah's tweet warrants someone to just go completely ape shit and get very aggressive. Like, these people were being aggressive. Like, they were going to start throwing fists over this. Guys, some of these guys who probably haven't even gotten out of their gaming chair in a month. Okay? I wouldn't borrow their controllers at tournaments. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this tweet deserved the outrage that it got, in my opinion. Let's look at the first. Now, listen, unfortunately, you know, my boy Zach got ratioed here. And it's like, I want to make one thing very clear when it comes to ratioing, because I've seen that a lot. How many times you want to get ratioed? Like, bro, just because you guys are collectively coming together talking dumb shit doesn't mean that you're right. I need that to be understood. Social media these days, it's all calculated by the amount of likes and views someone gets. The amount of views someone gets does not equate to someone being better than anyone else. The amount of likes that your tweet is getting doesn't make you less of a fucking dumbass. Can we make that clear? I'm not calling anyone on this post a dumbass. I'm just saying, someone getting ratio doesn't.
I didn't know what ratio mean until like yesterday, and so I looked it up, because I'm not even like, I don't even be on Twitter like that. But like, bro, if I really want to make a popular tweet or make it go viral, why everybody can like it, I would have definitely said something along the lines of where like people won't trip out. But I'm just sharing my opinion, bro. When I made this tweet, I did not expect niggas to go crazy, bro. Like, I thought people would agree, some would disagree, and that's it. Bro, they came out with a fucking like I said, pitchforks in one hand and their cocks in the other, bro. Like, it was just ridiculous, bro. I was like, all right, bro. I've never seen this out of Dead or Alive ever, bro. And we've had some toxic ass niggas in the community, bro. This takes the cake.
So we got some tweets, some comments in here that I want to talk about. So we got a guy, shout out to Nutman, crazy name. It was a wake up call for Zach. I didn't hear anything about Zach till this shit popped off. Besides pressing buttons good in locals, what else is special about him? So that's what I want to say, is that you guys can't just, you clearly are ignorant to what you're talking about. I'm not even gonna let Zachariah address it, because that's not true. Okay. First of all, locals. Every major tournament that there was for DOA 6, this motherfucker was almost at. Those are not locals. Do you know what a local is before you even start typing stuff like that? I'm not attacking you, Nutman, but that's literally not correct. Okay? Locals, that's not a local. Great. That's not a local. Zachariah has traveled for this game at all the major tournaments.
Bro,
he was at Evo.
Bro, when me and you were like on the top of our shit with DOA, like, people forget, bro, I had massive influence with massive videos with mad views. I took all those videos down. That's why if you go on my channel, you don't see none of those videos. Because at one point I wanted to move on from, I wanted to kind of branch out and do other things. That's why I privated all my videos. Like, all my videos that had influence are gone.
And I get that, but bro, this is bigger than that. Right, like, this is bigger than that, though. Fuck the viewership. We just talked about this. The viewership has nothing to do with anything. Anyone who competes in Dead or Alive at all, who has ever stepped foot at an offline event, knows who Zachariah is. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that matters when it comes to... That's that's everyone who has competed in this game knows who Zachariah is. If you guys don't know who he is because you're not from the competitive side of the game, then that's fine. But that's literally an inaccurate statement. What else is special about him? He's one of the most well-known DOA content creators. That's literally not up for debate here. And listen, the fact, we're not even going to get into context in the conversation about who's big and small. The game is small. No one gives a fuck about us. None of us. We make content for the game to support the game. We make content for the game because that's what we like to do. No one gives... Where's my boy Michael? Nobody gives a fuck about us, bro. You know what I'm saying? We have always been in a minority in the FGC. Always. No one has ever given a fuck about us. We do what we do because we love the game. I uploaded my first DOA video in 2009. 2009, that shit got 100 views right now. I'm not going to delete it. It's not about that. That's a piece of history right there for me. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are we talking about right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, no one that makes content for this game is known, brother, outside of this community. You know what I'm saying? This is... If you're going to say that about Zachariah, you got to say that about me, Rudo, all these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? This is not an accurate statement. It's inaccurate. I'm sorry. I disagree with your point, and you don't make any fucking sense. Anyways, so one of the response comments to Zachariah's tweet is, all right, Dead or Alive 7 needs more overt sexualization. Well, first and foremost, he said no. So if you read, Zachariah pretty much is just saying he wants the game to be good and maybe tone back on the titties and stuff. That's fine. Okay? No. Dead or Alive 7 needs more sexualization. It needs bigger boobs, more bounce physics, and a splash screen every time the game boots that explicitly states that the competitive scene, the fighting game community, and the fictional modern audience can fuck right off. So clearly, this is not of any merit. Okay? Lapido would body you, bro. No one gives a fuck. No one cares about who's good at a game that no one's playing right now.
Bro, just ignore that kid.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you because you're on my dick right now, and nobody gives a fuck about what you're saying. So we're gonna get your dumb ass out of here because you're not even making any sense. You sound fucking stupid. You're on my dick. So,
all right.
Anyways, bro is talking about some shit in a game that no one cares about right now at all. Anyways, so clearly this tweet, if you guys can't see, doesn't amount to anything. But it got 458 likes. Now, this is where we're going to go and talk about the whole ratio thing. Some would say that Zachary got ratioed here. This tweet is blasphemy. Okay? It's blasphemy. Like, do you understand? Do you guys understand why that's blasphemy? Like, to even say something like that is like, you can't, Zachary, you can't even engage with that. The statement alone, you cannot engage with that. That's unengageable. You know what I'm saying? To even say that they need to put on the main menu to say fuck the competitive scene, like that's insane. So this is what I'm saying. We're gonna start to get to some of these tweets that you're getting ratioed in that literally don't amount to any kind of merit in any way, shape, or form.
Bro, okay? Like I said, I didn't even know about what ratio was, bro. I was on like fight or flight mode, bro. I was just like, at one point, I was like, all right, you know what, I'm done. But I was literally like reading shit, and I was responding to some of them, but I didn't respond to all of them though. But yeah, it was crazy, bro. I don't know, man.
So
I had to start reading.
So I seen this Yoginsha guy who's got a pretty decent following on Twitter. We're not gonna go to this person's page because I seen some shit on there that I don't want to see again. But he says that DOA 6 failed because it dialed things back just like you asked. They shouldn't listen to you nor any pro player complaining about being embarrassed to play. I don't even know when you said that. Play something else if you're worried about optics. Leave my favorite fighting game franchise alone. Do you guys agree with this tweet? Do you guys agree that DOA 6 failed because it dialed things back like he asked? Do y'all think that that's why the game failed? Because I want to let y'all know, from the competitive side, me, Killy, Hoodless, Quiggle, Zachary, no one is not showing up to tournaments. But this is competitive only. No one is not showing up to tournaments because Kasumi's titties weren't this much bigger. Can we at least make that statement and understand that, right? Competitively, that has nothing to do with why people didn't show up to the tournaments. If we look at the other side of it, the casual side of it, maybe he's correct. Maybe he's not. I want you guys to chime in on this because 1.5K people agreed with this fella. And now listen, Koru MI1. Yes, I agree with you. That is a fact. If we get rid of all of the people like Yo Gensha who buy the game and support it for whatever their prerogative is, we are not going to have another DOA game. They can't depend on me and the fucking 100 competitive players to keep the game going. They can't depend on...
die.
Yes. Like, yeah, we need you guys for sure. Like, listen, I gotta be on their side to some extent in a different context. Like, if guys like Yo Gensha don't buy the game, we will never see another one again. If we're talking Tekken and there's 10,000 competitive players, yeah, we might be able to get another Tekken game. You know what I'm saying? Just based off the competitive scene alone. But casually,
that's about to go crazy. They get mad to me.
Casually, yeah. We need these guys to buy the game. Were these guys? Were y'all? I'll have a question for y'all now. If there's any competitive casual people in here, did you guys not like DOA 6 because they dialed things back? I really want to know if this is true. Casuals carry the game. I agree. Listen, without these guys, there's no money going to get dumped into the game. There's not enough of us competitive people to carry it. You know? We need these guys. So I'm trying to feel their pain a little bit as well. I'm trying to feel y'all pain because I can see it. Without you guys that are not showing up to fucking tournaments and supporting the offline scene at all, yeah, we ain't going to see another DOA game because sales are sales, right? As a semi-casual, the lack of modes and good single-player mode, I mean, like, listen, dude, DOA 6 lacked a lot of content, and it's really not just the sexy side of it, bro. There really wasn't any content.
I'm gonna just say this one.
So, Metsu, what's your take on all this, man?
Yeah, so there was a repost that Yage or whatever the hell their name is ended up saying to Zach that was out of pocket, right? Now, on the comment of them saying that, you know, the pros got what they want, and a lot of people chimed in on this, right? Now, mind you, like, as you know, I'm not one of the pros. As you said, like, I'm one of the competitors, but I'm not one of the pros. But something that irritates the living hell out of me about it is that they say that all the pros got what they wanted, when that's not true. We all saw
That's definitely not true. That's definitely not fucking true.
We all saw. So the biggest thing is, right, which doesn't make any sense that a lot of people are not understanding, is that we all saw the presentation of DOA 6. We saw the the booth girls or whatever the hell showing cleavage and ass, smacking each other's ass. We saw the display of Neo Tengu and Bass, right? When Bass
that
did
the whole Evo Japan thing.
Yes, and that shit got shut down, right? So it doesn't matter about what they said. They said things that the pro players wanted, right? Specific things. But then let's look at the launch, right? It's had no lobbies. We could only do ranked. And then I know that a lot of vets all wanted ground play. The game didn't have barely any fucking ground play, right? We had meter. Nobody asked for fucking meter. There's a whole lot of shit that was in the game that the pros didn't ask for. So they're going based off of the narrative of Team Ninja or whoever the hell said specific things that pros wanted, but the delivery was not there by any means. Now, with the flack that Zach is getting about, no, we want titties and ass, we only want that sort of ordeal, or no, that's the reason why DOA 6 failed. No, that's not the reason why DOA 6 failed. DOA 6 did not fail based off of the lack thereof of TNA, right? In my opinion, I think that DOA 6 had the most TNA than any DOA. I was talking with Zach and I'm like, look at DOA 3, look at DOA 4. In my opinion, outside of DOA Dimensions, DOA 3 and 4 were the least sexy DOA games out of the entire franchise. But, correct me if I'm wrong, was DOA 3 loved? Was DOA 4 loved? Were they not probably the most loved out of the franchise outside of the competitive standpoint of being DOA 5 last round? Right? If you do your fucking homework, everyone loved DOA 5 last round for the competitiveness, right? Everyone loved DOA 4 for the aesthetics. Everyone loved DOA 3 for the aesthetics. 3 and 4 weren't good games in the competitive sense. They were like a lot of broken shit.
Right.
But for those games to be cherished down in history for what they were, you don't think about DOA 3 and be like, damn, there was some sexy ass women in there. No, you think about DOA 5, you think about DOA 6, right? You don't look at DOA 4 when you boot that game up and you're like, man, I can't wait to see some Lisa ass.
Right.
No, like that's not what those games were based off of. Those games had attitude, right? Those games were grimy, right? You're the main thing that you like to say, get your ass up, right?
Right.
You beating ass. When you hop on DOA 3, when you hop on DOA 4, nah, get your ass up. You're not laying down, get your ass up. You don't think about the DOA. I mean, you don't think about like the TNA and shit like that, right? So the fact that so many people came out of the woodworks with no, DOA 6 failed because the pro players got what they want is completely way the fuck out of pocket. And I don't understand how ignorant people can be in the sense of saying that. But then this dude Zach gets attacked heavily for saying something like, no, it should be dialed down. And the other thing, are we just gonna completely forget that Itagaki exists?
Yeah, that's a big piece, man. I was just about to tap into that. Now
Zach calls me freaking Itagaki Jr. for a reason. Dog, there was an interview that I'm sure a lot of people don't know about about DOA 5. Itagaki was disgusted. He said, that's not my game. That's not my DOA. The reason why he made DOA Extreme was because people loved the sex appeal in DOA 1, DOA 2. He didn't want that to continue tainting his fighting game. So what he did, he made a separate game, DOA Extreme. Put all the TNA in there. Put all the different activities. For everyone that loves TNA, go and play Extreme.
Y'all want to throw volleyballs around and see titties bounce? There you go.
I'm saying. And then for the people that want to play fighting games, then you go play DOA and remind us, which game was on TV? Was a lot of fighting games on TV back then? No, but which game was? DOA 4, right? Was DOA Extreme on TV? No, fuck no.
Nah, they wasn't gonna have that on television now. They wasn't gonna have little Timmy watching Kasumi bouncing around and shit. They wasn't gonna have that.
I'm saying. You had Master fucking doing Hayabusa kicks on TV on some DOA 4.
Right.
Like, people don't understand at the fact that, no, that's not why DOA 6 failed. No, they did not dial back. If anything, they increased the shit. Because another thing that I said was that they said they were going to dial it back, but then the moment they tried to, that's when they fell on their asses and they tried to bring back all of the old shit, all of the DOA 5 DLC, all of the TNA that the game would have, and then they increased it, right? So all these people that are saying, no, the pro players got what they want. Oh, things gonna have to change. You got to appeal to the casual on it. No, because I'm pretty sure that. Oh, and on the same note too, which doesn't make any sense, is that you see how much flack that this dude got for saying this, right? And if you're talking about appealing to the casual audience and all these people that love TNA, why isn't DOA 6 still alive? If there was this much effort into combating a conversation like this, why isn't this effort being put into supporting the game?
So I haven't really said what I really thought about this whole thing, but like just to put it into perspective, guys, I think that we all need to just come together and collectively realize that DOA 6 failed for multiple reasons. And it's not like, that's really, honestly, in my opinion, the clearest way to put this. Competitively, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion who went to play the game offline, who voiced it competitively, they did not like the game. Okay? Competitively, they did not like the game. Okay? So you can't tell us that they did it for us. If you want to call us, and say we're not a part of the DOA community and we ain't shit, right? They didn't throw world championships for DOA Extreme. Okay? We were the ones going to the tournaments and had to play the game. We did not like the game. Okay? That's one side of it. Now, I'm just keeping it a buck. Please don't kill me for this, DOA Extreme guys. But I really didn't notice the lack of titties in 6. I don't know if it's because I was so busy trying to, like, understand the game and why the fuck they did what they did to the system. But I just wasn't like, damn, the game is ass competitively and the titties suck. So we're playing, again, the easiest way to kind of put this in perspective is that there's multiple people that play this game for multiple different reasons. Metsu, if they put out DOA 6 and all of the female characters didn't show any cleavage and butt cheeks weren't moving, I would have still got on it every day and been like, why is this game competitively so bad? Like, if Kasumi getting off the floor and break blowing me and killing me was why I was upset. It wasn't because the lack of ass, okay? But I get it. I am only one side, and just like a lot of us competitively are. I remember Metsu, I don't know if you guys saw, but Metsu was recreating some classic DOA, like, you know how the whole intro came on with Aerosmith playing with the different camera angles. That's the part of DOA that I was missing. I was missing the fact that there was no instant replays after rounds and shit. I wasn't really thinking about the lack of flopping titties, but again, if that's what you guys were worried about, I can understand. All I'm saying is that it was also bigger than just, there was a lot of casual aspects of DOA that were just gone, and I couldn't understand why. Yep. Put the titties aside. Grab all the titties and put them on the table real quick, okay? Let's look at what else was changed. Guys, they didn't remove instant replays because of competitive players. Who knows why the fuck they did that? They didn't remove cliffhangers from DOA 6 because of competitive players. Who knows why the fuck they did that? Okay? There's also other aspects of the game that we could all probably appreciate that weren't just titties. Like, casual guys, were you guys not upset that they removed... There's no fucking tag in the game.
Yo, real quick, did you know that there was a Title 4 tag in DOA 6?
I didn't even know that. There's no fucking tag. Come on now.
I was looking at all the titles that you could earn back in 2019, and that shit had a tag title that you could unlock, but you could not unlock it because tag never got added to the game.
So there's only two occurrences for why that probably happened. Probably because either one... Listen, I'm not confirming or denying this because I don't know, okay? But there was a lot of cooked up DOA 6 content that didn't come out. Okay? There was a lot. If you guys go on DOA 6 to this day... Now listen, I don't know of a lot of fighting games. I know sometimes it happens, but there's a couple blocks of characters that you can see was supposed to be in that motherfucker that never came to fruition. There was apparently, I'm just saying, apparently there was a whole game system overhaul that was supposed to happen, and it never came out. There was a lot of stuff that that DOA 6 was supposed to have that unfortunately never got to happen. Who knows, okay, whether it was fund allocation, whatever the case is. We were all gypped, guys. Titty guys, y'all was gypped. Competitive guys, we were gypped. Casual titty or casual competitive guys, we were gypped. We are all in the same boat in the sense that we cannot turn on a Dead or Alive 7 right now. We all got fucked. Why are we attacking each other? Let's call it like it is. Where is the love? Okay, we all got shit on. Now, I get it. DOA Extreme, from what I understand, is getting new characters and updates, right? But, like, let's call it a truce here. None of us are playing DOA 6 right now, or 7. None of us are looking at new characters and additions and stages and cliffhangers and a story mode that makes fucking sense, goddammit. None of us are seeing that. Why are we not all collectively coming together and being like, titties here, let's bring it back. Competitiveness here, let's bring it back. Like, it... Dude, in my opinion... Dead or Alive 5 was the best run that this game ever had. Dead or Alive 5, bro, competitively, Rudo, alright, who else is in the chat? Flame Falco, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of there's a lot of heads in the chat right now that were traveling for DOA 5. Guys, we had over 100-man entrants for DOA 5 tournaments years after the game. DOA 6, no one was showing up, and there was 90 grand on the fucking table. They were practically giving money out.
We had 8 entrants.
Bro.
They had a DOA 6 tournament, bro. I was there. It had 8 entrants. That joint was sad, bro.
Hey, yo, Perfect Dark, thanks for the $10 donation. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Perfect Dark. And there was also something I wanted to talk about, too, a little bit, which I'm going to do. That's not hoodless. We're gonna address this whole modding thing. My YouTube channel got copyright struck by I'm assuming it's Koei Tecmo. It looks like it is. It feels like it is. There's a chance my channel might get fucking terminated because I was trying to show people how to download DOA 6++. So I'll keep you guys updated on what's gonna go on with that. I'm gonna make a video about that, but my channel is at risk of being terminated right now. All I need is for these guys to submit a couple more copyright claims. Because I am trying to do what I can to keep the game alive, I guess. So I'll talk about that a little more later in the future. But, yeah, man. What did Perfect Dark said? I want to make sure I get his comment in there. He said, go back to Extreme Beach if you're that pressed about the titties and ass being slightly smaller. Japan's cup size is different. Americans don't ask for realism when they'll give it to you. I think that there's a bigger picture here that the casual players... whether it's your casual, competitive, pseudo, whatever, or the competitive players need to realize, is that we're kind of all in this shit together. If Dead or Alive 7 comes out and it doesn't sell, guys, we're all going to be on our ass. If it comes out. I'm not saying it is. But why is the... I want to read this tweet, okay? And this is sad. This is sad that I have to read this, but I have to because...
Lord have mercy, bro.
If you are the people that are buying this game... please don't fucking buy it again. I think I speak for all 225 people in here right now when I say that your contributions to this game, Mr. Wonderful, no one gives a fuck about them. Okay? Your voice doesn't make any sense at this point. This is terrible. He says all that clout farming, which Zachary was not clout farming. How are you clout farming in a game that no one cares about and no one plays? Guys, I've been called a clout chaser in DOA, and it's like, bro, you can't chase clout for a game that don't got any. If this was Tekken, I can get it. We're talking about Dead or Alive here, and the game is the first part of the name, okay? All that clout farming.
That's so wild.
To only have 14 people watching your stream, which I don't know what that has to do with what he said. You're watching the guy stream. You're like cyber stalking him at this point. You clearly don't like him. Why the fuck are you in his stream? Laughing my ass out with a bunch of O's because one wasn't enough. How come your Jesus Christ, bro. What? Well, I gotta be a monkey for, bro.
Over DOA, yo.
What the fuck you got?
Over DOA, yo.
How come your monkey ass ain't playing Zach? You blacks must be taught at a young age to act fake offended over things you really don't care about, huh? I'd give up the stream in Daquan. He picked the blackest name he could find, okay? He picked the blackest name, and he spelled it as black as he could. When that is just not the point, man.
Dude, I knew a guy named Daquan. That's not how you spell that.
Like, he just really went ham. So the reason why I'm even reading this, you guys are probably wondering, is because the issue is that, yes, unfortunately, if DOA 7 comes out or a new Extreme, he's gonna buy it. DOA has got to have some kind of support, and I know it's not confirmed. It's not in the competitive side because I've never seen Mr. Wonderful in a bracket. Okay, ever. I've never seen Mr. Wonderful in a Hood Weekly, in a First to 5 Friday, in a Royal Summit. I've never seen him on our side. So therefore, he isn't on our side. He's on the other side, which I hate to say it. It sucks because as much as I want to try to bring this together, nothing I'm saying or Metsu saying or Zachary saying is going to bring it together. I'm probably going to get ripped after this stream. I'm expecting it, but bring it the fuck on because y'all can't hurt my feelings. That we've established this for, goddamn, I've been doing this for a minute. You can't hurt my feelings, okay? But these are the people that are also amongst our community, okay? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that our community is bigger than I thought it was. Guys, Metsu, Zachary, Johnny, I had everyone in the chat. I had no that a DOA tweet was capable of getting 1.5k likes. I have never seen that. I'm led to believe, like, or they gotta all be DOA fans, or are they just jumping in just to dogpile? What do y'all think? This is definitely a dogpile situation. Guys, I can probably tell y'all, DOA 6 outside of core fighters, it probably didn't sell a lot. The likes and the support that these tweets are getting, where the fuck were y'all when they needed to sell copies of this goddamn game? You know what I'm saying? Like, now we're going to get to the point where we have to be honest here. 20,000 likes on a fucking tweet? Where the fuck were y'all when Team Ninja was like, yo, and I get it, you're not expected to show up, but, like, we needed y'all motherfuckers, man.
Yo, and as you're saying this, is that this is the same shit that I was thinking about that just simply does not make sense, right? Is that the amount of support that people are getting, well, no, not people, but, well, actually even people, that people are getting in regards of, no, that's why DOA 6 failed, DOA needs more TNA, right? I didn't see any of these people streaming the game. Now, not, of course, anybody and everybody has to be a streamer, but even in between finding matches, now you can say, oh, people don't have to play ranked matches and shit like that, but you don't see any of this support really anywhere. So it doesn't make any sense for a lot of people to come out of the woodworks and have all this mouth on, that's why your game failed. But I think it makes a lot of sense as well, because these are all people that are hiding in the background that don't support DOA, but then wants to have so much mouth on when DOA actually fucking does bad.
They like
Tits and ass. TNA is titties and ass. Just so we don't have to just keep saying titties and ass. He keeps saying TNA. TNA is titties and ass. If you guys
You always
didn't.
have like a subsect of people that like the idea of being involved with something, but do not actually, either because of a lack of commitment or a lack of care, or just like because it doesn't suit them as much, they won't interact with the source material nearly as much. Guilty Gear has the same issue. Like if you look at Guilty Gear, like you see all these people like cosplaying as like Bridget, because like Bridget's a very popular character. But if you ask any of those people if they knew what Guilty Gear was before Bridget got popular, they'll like, or like aside from Bridget, they'll tell you no. And I'm not saying that like these people are necessarily like that, but like, there's no way that everybody in this situation has like played the game to the extent that they act like they do. Like if you look at DO, I think you can search people's like quote tweets and stuff like that. If you go in some of these people's like Twitter history, and
They're brolic. They're brolic. Yo, listen, somebody's. Oh, shout out, fucking fuck J Cole. Bro, they're brolic. Bro, I've seen some of the responses. Like, listen, like listen. This is the part where I want to get into some of the responses. I gotta find the initial tweet again. Man, goddamn, Zachariah been going through the gauntlet, man. I gotta find out. I gotta find the tweet. Oh man, I don't want to see that. I gotta find the tweet. Where's the tweet? Fuck, I gotta find the initial tweet. Damn it, man. I can't.
No gameplay, bro. I see freaking screenshots.
Which one are you looking for?
I'm trying to find the initial Zachariah tweet that had people losing their fucking minds.
Oh, it's the one with Kokoro. It's right there.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, he pinned it. That's why. Okay, so I want to look at some of the. How do you look at quotes on desktop? By the way, I can't ever do that.
So what you do is you have to go. You have to look at. You have to press the quote. You have to press the retweet button and then go to quotes.
View quotes. Okay, so let's look at the quoted tweets. So this guy Lawrence, which I follow this guy, I don't have any ill will against this guy Lawrence. Okay, but I'm gonna read your tweet and be objective about it. Okay. DOA 6 failed because it tried to dial back the over-sexualization along with overpriced DLC. I don't agree with this first part. Okay? The second part, now, if we want to get into the real pieces of why DOA 6 probably failed, the DLC practices were insane.
$1 for hair, baby.
Like, I put a black fresh cut on Hayate, and I wanted to make it red, and they were like, nah, we need another $1. I'm like, damn, bro, it's like that. Like, I can just get on Tekken and just do this shit for the free ski, you know? Shout out to Jay Spence for another donation. DOA needs to focus on being the best online fighter with tons of social and competitive online content with friends like Halo 2's Virtual Code Experience. I mean, listen, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. If DOA 7 came out and titties were flopping and the costumes were sexy, I'm gonna play it if the system's good. It's after all, it's a fucking fighting game, brother. And I think that the whole point in this, and some of it, is that Zachariah's point, in which I agree the most with, and some of this is that, listen, DOA Extreme exists. It exists for a reason. DOA is always going to be sexy as a fighting game, okay? Always. But the problem is that it's still a fighting game with a frame data guide, with max damage combos, with optimal punishment. The game has to function well as a fighting game too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you mentioned this, because this is something else that I commented on somebody saying that I don't think that it's right at all to try to hound on people, like hound on the pro players and hound on the casual competitive players for wanting a better fighting game, right? All of these players that are complaining about titties and ass, it's like, bro, it's fine. We have DOA Extreme. You guys have what you want. But if you don't care for the fighting game aspect, why are you putting any kind of input on the topic? Right, on the topic of, we would like the titties and ass to be dialed back a little bit because it's still DOA, and we want a better system. We want a better game. We want that DOA shine that it used to have. As
right,
Emery
if
was
there's
saying
titties,
earlier.
that's cool. But fuck, like,
Right.
there's a tweet that literally goes hand in hand with what he's saying. fuck, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to pop on a titty somewhere. This is Tina's cutscene from DOA 4. This guy, Oren, I don't want to fuck your name up, but Drive. We'll call him Drive. He said that if we're being fully honest here, we got to go back to the winning formula of DOA 4's wackiness, which DOA always kind of had this kind of charm to it. Like with some of the funny cutscenes and stuff, I feel like DOA 5 and 6 overdid it, and they overdid it in the wrong way. But there's a balance of having this very serious fighting game by also being sexy. Like, it's possible to do that. It's possible to have both. DOA 5, for example, man, there were so many fucking costumes and so many packs and so much ass and titties in that game. There were characters with barely anything on. But goddamn if that didn't go along with the incredible system that the game also had. The incredible crossovers. We had Jackie, Pi, Sarah, you know what I'm saying? Mai from the King of Fighters series, right? Great crossovers, great sexiness, great system. You know what I'm saying? There's some of that missing from the 6th one. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, putting the blame... Now, listen, I got to keep it a buck, man. I don't feel good about people putting the blame on people that their only job is really to buy the game, right? To spend the $59.99 or get the special edition. If we're buying the game, whose lap does it fall on to make the game good? Let's keep it 100 here. You're blaming the competitive players, but how are y'all doing that? We didn't develop this shit. Y'all see Tekken right now. They're blatantly ignoring everybody who's telling them what's wrong with their game.